Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Man here now. There's been a lot of talk the past couple of days. The new Indiana Jones movie did not make money at the box office. Made only 60 million on a 295 million budget. That movie will not be making its money back at all. And I liked the movie, like I said in my review. I enjoyed the movie. But the funny part is even my stepdad was like, wait a minute, Harrison Ford is back? How old is he? 80? And he said, how did they pull that off? I said, a lot of help. A lot of help. Stunt double help, CGI help, and a lot of camera tricks and editing help. And not that Harrison Ford wasn't good, he was great in the, you know, sit down and talking scenes. You know what I mean? But when it came to the action, you can definitely tell that it is not Harrison Ford on that horse. That is not Harrison Ford punching that person. So it begs the question, would Disney have been better off just rebooting Indiana Jones instead of making a sequel to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? And I have two things about this. I liked this last Indiana Jones movie. I thought it was better than Crystal Skull. I thought it was significantly better. Did it still have some issues? Yeah. But in an age of rebooting franchises, whether it's Spider-Man, Batman, any comic book franchise, or movie franchise, Jurassic World, you name it, they rebooted it. James Bond, Terminator, in a way, tried to. Most horror movie franchises, Halloween, I think in this day and age, if you hear the word reboot, it's pretty common nowadays. So it's kind of odd that Disney did not just decide to reboot especially once they got the rights to Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones was a Paramount film. All the other Indiana Jones movies were Paramount. This is the first one done by Disney since they got the rights with Star Wars. And it does beg the question, why didn't you just reboot? Especially coming off of one of the worst Indiana Jones movies with Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Most franchises reboot when the previous movie failed, either critically or financially. Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire, failed critically. They decided to reboot with The Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 failed critically, financially, and critically. They decided to reboot with Tom Holland. Batman and Robin failed critically, financially, rebooted with Batman Begins. A number of Hulk. The Ang Lee Hulk didn't work. Financially and critically make what they wanted. So they rebooted with The Incredible Hulk. Technically, Jurassic World was technically a reboot of Jurassic Park 3 that failed critically and financially. It wasn't until later that they decided to combine with Sam Neill and Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum into Jurassic World Dominion. But overall, when a movie fails, they reboot it. Halloween. The Rob Zombie movies didn't work. let's kind of do like a reboot sequel with Halloween 2018. So it does say, why didn't you just reboot it? And there was a time that they were thinking about rebooting it. But for some reason they didn't. Not only that, but it's been 15 years since the last movie. 15 years. People are not excited for Indiana Jones like they used to be. Once again, 15 years. Let me put that in perspective for you. When the last movie came out, I was 18 years old. I'm almost 34 now. Here's another perspective for you. The last Indiana Jones movie that came out, the Marvel Cinematic Universe just started with the first Iron Man. Iron Man 1 came out in 2008. May. That first week of May of 2008. We haven't even had the Incredible Hulk yet when Indiana Jones 4 came out. We've had over 32 Marvel movies, MCU movies. 32 since the last Indiana Jones movie came out. Even Star Wars they've made Star Wars movies, Star Wars TV shows, since the last Indiana Jones movie came out. But nothing about Indiana Jones has come up until now. Over 15 years later. The public does not want Indiana Jones. The public is not interested in an 80-year-old man trying to act like he's 40. Not gonna work. Clint Eastwood would have been a better pick as Indiana Jones older at 93. He's right now currently filming, directing a movie at 93 years old. Shit. But he can move better at 93 than Harrison Ford can. And I like Harrison Ford in the role. I thought he did a better job as Indy than he did as Han Solo in The Force Awakens. And that was 8 years ago. But it would have been better to reboot it. Have a fresh... At one point, like I said, they were going to reboot. And they were going to kind of do like a reboot sequel where they were going to have Harrison Ford in the movie, but he was going to be talking to either Marion, Karen Allen, or Shia LaBeouf's mutt about one of his old adventures. One of his old, trying to find some hidden artifact. And then it was going to flash back. And the whole movie was going to be a flashback, but with a younger Indiana Jones. And then that Indiana Jones was going to end the movie to set up a sequel with that Indiana Jones, a younger version. And at the time, they were looking at Bradley Cooper to play Indiana Jones. And let me tell you, Bradley Cooper would have been a perfect person. Even now, Bradley Cooper's in his 40s, around the same age that Harrison Ford was when he first started playing the role. So, and I'm saying, there's other actors I would look at, but rebooting it would have been a great option. Number one, it's been 15 years. There are kids that were born and are already in high school since the last Indiana Jones movie came out. Think about that. And they were born the week that the last Indiana Jones movie came out. They're already done with their first year of high school. Yeah, that's how long. There's a whole generation that didn't grow up with Indiana Jones. Now you can say, but Matt, the last Indiana Jones, the one before that, it was 19 years before. Yes. When it was still in the public eye in the 90s. They would have it on TV all the time. You would still buy the VHS tapes or the special edition DVDs in the early 2000s. it was still in the public eye, way more than it is now. And like it has been 15 years, and you're coming off a movie that was critically panned by almost everybody. Is that a way to say, okay, we're going to make a sequel with Harrison Ford, but no Spielberg, no George Lucas? Okay. I think a reboot would have been good because you could have done something fresh. You could have had something more interesting. Listen, Bradley Cooper would be a great pick. I think Chris Pratt would be an awesome pick. He showed he could have that charisma, that charm, that humor, but also be serious. Also go on an adventure and do the action, like we saw in Guardians, like we saw in Jurassic World. Especially if you look at Jurassic World, his character. That would easily be a great setup for an Indiana Jones. He can be serious when he needs to. He can be romantic if he needs to be. So I think Chris Pratt would be a great young Indiana Jones. Another option would be the up-and-coming actor Glenn Powell, just coming off of Top Gun Maverick. He's very young, he's in his 30s. He has that look, that charm, that personality. He's great physique, over 6 foot. He can do that. He can play Indiana Jones for the next 30 years if he wanted to. So I don't, and the sad part is now with the financially critically, and the reviews are good, but they're not great. Disney is not even going to think about doing another Indiana Jones for a while. And that's a shame. Because the original 3 movies dominated in the 80s. 81, 84, and 89. So yeah, I mean, I kind of think they should have went with the reboot route. Even though I did like this new one. I think there's a lot of people that still didn't like the last Indiana Jones. I think people were iffy for an 80-year-old playing Indiana Jones. And I think, this has been so long since we've had another Indiana Jones, the audience has changed significantly. So, I think they should have probably rebooted Indiana Jones. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Matt the Bagger.